Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 1 through 6, and then picking up at 16 through 18. Jesus says, be careful. Don't practice your righteousness. Wait a minute. Doesn't he want me to practice righteousness in front of others so that you'll be seen by them? I mean, basically what Jesus is saying is that we should not be engaged in public virtue signaling. If we need plaques and displays and trumpet blasts to announce to others how wonderful we are not doing it right. If you do, and he says, if you do your righteousness in front of, so that others will see, well, then you don't need a reward from your Father in heaven. Well, what's the good of doing it if only God knows? There's the rub, isn't it? He said, when you give to the needy, don't announce it with trumpets like the hypocrites do, right? Down at the synagogues or out in the streets to be honored by everyone else. If you're doing good deeds in order to show others how wonderful you are, if you're doing good deeds so you can have their acclaim, then you're not doing this out of love of God, you're doing this out of love of self. You are claiming what should be devoted to God's glory, right? You're supposed to be claiming this as God's glory on earth, that he's working through you, but instead you're giving glory to yourself, getting the acclaim of others. And every human being wants an attaboy. We want human approval. We want people to say, what a great person I am, right? But when we work in that way, we're not operating out of grace. This is not about the response to the gospel. This is the law working in us. We are exercising our goodness to show how good we are, trying to basically hide that we're sinners. And God is not interested in your proof of how good you think you are. What God is interested in is the proof of your reliance upon him. That's why he doesn't want everyone else to know. He wants you just to do it for him. And so when you give to the needy, don't let your right hand or left hand know what it's doing. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. God is interested in what you do, and that you're doing it out of love for him by sharing his love with others. He goes on, when you fast, don't look all, solemn and somber like the hypocrites do to show everyone how pious you are, but instead put oil on your face and wash your face so that it won't be obvious to others that you're fasting. And so are we praying to God as a work, or are we praying to God as part of our relationship? Are we fasting in order to get closer to God, or are we fasting to show how wonderful we are? Our hope is not in our works. God doesn't give a hoot about your good works. They don't compare in any way, shape, or form to the works of his Son, Jesus Christ, and they don't measure up to his level of majesty and holiness. Instead, our hope, rather than in works, our hope is in God's promise. I am your God, you are my people, and we pray out of that promise, out of that gospel, and that's how we are to respond. Thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.